Hi guys, hello. So welcome to the 8th session on shell scripting for DBS. So in the last session we have clearly seen how does awk programming works and not just awk programming. Specifically in the last session we have clearly understood uh, what are the conditional statements like if, else if and then case. So in this particular session, we are going to completely discuss about how do we display user messages. Though we have seen something very, we have already used it. The most important command which actually pushes messages to the user after executing a query, or after executing a script is echo. So echo is the best command that will basically echo or printf. These are the two commands which will basically bash will help us to print user messages on the screen as soon as it runs something. But saying that, writing a user message is completely the headache of the scripter. As soon as a command is executed, whether the output has to be displayed or not, whether definitely once you say ls-ltr, definitely Unix will print the list of files in the current directory. That's fine. But in case if you want to tell a user some message saying that you are about to see the list of files in this directory and then show the result of ls-ltr, it makes a lot of sense to the reader. So that is what we call it as user messages. So how do we basically see such kind of messages before actually command executes or after the command is executed? You can also say the above is the output of the list of directories or the files in this directory. So in the location or something like that. So you can make your script much more user friendly by pushing out the messages wherever appropriate. So how do we basically do it is using echo, and that's what we have used in the earlier stages as well. Wherever you wanted to show some message to the user, you have been using echo like this. So in the echo you used to give some statement or some message or whatever that makes relevant to the option that you have chosen. So very similarly, even now we are going to discuss the same thing, but the basic displaying user messages is what we have seen earlier, but now we are going to see how can we make our script using echo interactively or non-interactively along with showing or displaying proper user messages in the script. So let me actually run through whatever I have on the screen for you so that you understand it better without reading this document again later, and then we will directly jump into the activities related to this echo. So any script might be interactive or might not be. So what is that script you call it as interactive? A script is called interactive when it wants some input from the user in the runtime. That means you started running the script, it started executing 10 lines of the script, but after that it is waiting for input from the user to go forward. So based on what user gives as an input, it might decide what has to be executed next. Such kind of scripts we call them as interactive scripts. And what are not interactive scripts? You take everything that you needed before running the script and just display the output of the complete script without being dependent on the user messages at all or user inputs at all. That's what we call that interactive scripts or non-interactive scripts. That's what we have also seen using set command as well, isn't it? And now that's what I'm trying to show you here. Some scripts run without any interaction from the user at all. So there are a few advantages of such scripts. We call them as non-interactive scripts. So those scripts run in a predictable way every time. That means there is no change in the process whenever you don't need any input from the user. But from the moment you started getting the input from the user, depending on what value the user gives, the structure or the process of execution in the script might change based on the conditions as well. So, and also non-interactive script is the one which runs in the background, but many scripts requires input from the user. If you are trying to define your own tools, definitely if you want to define a tool of yourself, might be you wanted one tool to work for 10 different scenarios. But how do you basically tell the tool, yes, now we are into scenario number 5, so execute this set of functions. Yes, now we are in scenario number 10, execute this set of commands. So definitely a input is required for that tool so that it goes, executes something for you and comes back. So these advantages of the interactive scripts are there are more flexible scripts that can be built, and users can customize the script as it runs or make it behavior in different ways. As I said, if you choose option number 1, it has to execute one set of commands. If you choose option number 2, it has to execute another set of commands, but not the first set, something like this. And the script can report its progress as it runs. Yeah. So you can also make sure that you write a script in such a way, once you actually have an interaction with the script, you can just tell the user, you have selected so and so option. For this option, yes, I'm going to execute these steps. And for these steps, you can also say step number 1 is done, step number 2 is done, step number 3 is done, something like that. So that, you can make user much more, interacting with you rather than simply sitting and waiting for the script to complete, running it at the background. That's where you can make much more interesting and interactive scripts using shell. And when writing an interactive script, never hold back on comments. Please keep commenting. A script that prints appropriate messages is much more user friendly and can be more easily debugged. This is what I said. We don't want a script which runs everything in the background and finally it says it's completed. Rather, if you see on the screen saying that yes, the option number 1 execution is in phase. In this option number 1, we have completed moving the user to a different directory. It is completed. Something like this. If you see some messages like this on the screen, you will be much more interested to understand it, and it is very flexible for you when you want to debug it later. So that's where make it more user friendly, give appropriate comments, and a script might do a perfect job, but you will get a whole lot of support calls if it doesn't inform the user about what it is doing. So what does it mean? In case if you have a tool which is running on shell script, and if the end user is directly running it, and if it is not showing anything to that end user, you might directly get a call saying that I have ran a script, but I'm not sure whether it is running or not at the background. Please check. So you can avoid those things, right? So you have to include the messages to tell the user to wait for the output because the calculation is being done at the background. If possible, try to give an indication of how long the user will have to wait. It depends on what program you are trying to execute at the background, but depending on that program execution, it is always good that you actually tell the user what is that you're doing at the background, how long it might take, and what the user is expected to do in the meantime of waiting. So you can do all these things. If the waiting should regularly take long time when executing certain tasks, you might want to consider integrating some processing indication in the output of your script. That means you can also say in the script, 10% of the task is completed, then show that progress to 20%, show that progress to 30%, something like this. This makes a lot of sense for the user, then he will also know how long he should wait. In case if you don't know, if you cannot predict the duration of time, definitely you can use this showing the process or the progress of your script execution. So when prompting the user for input, it is also better to give too much than too little information about the kind of data to be entered. For example, you wanted a user to give some input. It will be good to say that, please enter your gender. Definitely, gender can be entered in different ways, right? Somebody might type MALE male, or so few guys might only type M, and a few guys might type again female or just say F. But it purely depends, in case you might write your script to understand male completely as 4 characters, or you might also write the script to understand only M alphabet. You have to tell the user what to type. For example, what is your gender? In the braces, give the information saying that M or F, so that they will type either M or F, not something else. So that's how, please try to give as much as information required for the kind of data that you're expecting from the user to type. Alright, so to do that, definitely whenever you're typing a message and if you wanted some input, echo is the one that will actually help you to send the message to the user for accepting the input, and then even printf will work. But throughout this course, we'll be using echo, but printf is also one thing that you can use, but I feel very much familiarized with echo, and that's the reason I'm using echo. That's it. And in this, earlier also we have seen what is echo. You must be knowing echo is something that will type whatever you give after the command called echo, isn't it? But now there is something else also that you have to understand. You can also pass in arguments or the parameters to echo. Say if you have -e, what does it do is it interprets backslash escaped characters. That means if you have a special characters inside the echo and if you want to escape them, definitely you have to use -e. And also backslash escape characters are something like this, where I think I have given, yeah. In case if you want to use /a, that is alert bell if you want to include, /b if you want to add automatically backspace within the echo, if you want to go to the new line in the echo output, definitely you might be using this backslashed variables or the sequences in the echo command. In case if you want to use those backslashed values in the echo, definitely you have to pass -e. Without passing -e, if you say /n in echo, what does it do? It will print /n as it is. It doesn't go to the new line. Only when you give -e and then if you say /n, then it will go to the new line. Alright, that's where -e is used. And -n is something that will suppress the trailing to a new line. That means it will go to the new line and it will wait until unless you type something or you press on return. That means you are asking the user to type something and return something, but it is your duty to actually capture what user is typing on the keyboard. It can be, you just say what is your gender, you say male, you type MALE and you give enter, but within the script you have to capture that male. So whatever he is writing MALE, you have to capture that into a variable inside the script. How do we do? There is a command called read, READ. So read is the one that will help you to wait and suppress your echo command, and there it will wait until you type something and press on return. As soon as you type something and press on return, whatever you have typed, that one will be given or assigned to the variable whatever you give in read. So now let us actually write a very script better than the earlier. We must have probably used one of the scripts called penguin.sh, right? Earlier we have used, but let me actually go back to whatever I have written earlier and then come back to this. So I have to connect to the server, so let me do that. Alright, so I'm connecting to the server just to see what are the list of scripts that we have created earlier. So cd scripting and cd scripting, and in here I think I have created one of the scripts. Where is it? Okay, if not, I'll be creating one of the scripts now called penguin.sh. So that means I will be writing a better script, better than echo. So though the script I cannot find it there, but I should be able to find it in the log file. Okay, so not in the log file, in the documents at least. So let me cat this for you, penguin.sh. That's fine. This is a script, a similar script we have written earlier. So let me scroll up and see for you. So where did we write? Yeah, it's here. So this is what we have used using exit numbers. So I think, yeah, so this is what we have used. So using exit numbers in the if clauses is what we have used. So that means the file name that we have given here is exit test. Alright, so the same script I have written here again, but now instead of just using echo and all, just echo, what is that I have used? I have used echo -e. Whenever I use echo -e, I used /n here. Alright, so let me actually show you what is that I have used, penguin.sh. So here it is clearly showing I have used -e followed by backward slashed parameters which I can actually play with. So that's the only difference. So now I have clearly explained you what is the functionality of exit 1, exit 2 and exit 3. Now I wanted to write something very intelligent script. That means script 1 going and calling script 2. So that's what I have here on the screen, which is very much exciting for you. So I'll make it very comfortable, so don't worry about it. So now I am creating this script. So let me show you what is it exactly. And now I will create this script as feed.sh, and in here I'm running this one. Alright, so first of all let me actually cat this feed.sh script, and what is it exactly I have written in this script. So as you see this, This script acts upon the exit status given by penguin.sh. That means this is the script as soon as you run, that will in turn goes and runs this script, and based on the exit numbers that you get out of this script, that is exit 1 or exit 2 or exit 3, based on the exit statuses of these this script, basically you will get the output of this particular script. Now see, as soon as you run this script, first thing it checks is whether you are passing only 2 arguments with this script or not. So you can say food on menu, and then what is the animal name that you wanted. So you have to pass them 1 or 2. So the menu, it will take it as, you know, fish or something. Animal, it will take it as penguin or something. And it will say feeding, you know, feeding this fish to penguin or something like that. It will go to the new line. And now see here, what is that it is feed. So I'm giving a variable where it has to go and run penguin.sh. After I give this to a variable name, I'm just running this variable. That means it will in turn goes and runs this script. And based on what values you pass, whether it is, you know, fish followed by penguin, it will take that values of fish and penguin to the script and it will run it here. So it will go back here and it will take it as fish and with penguin. So with menu as fish and penguin as animal, the output is exit 0. So because I did not say here exit anything, so it will be taking exit 0. So when it says exit 0, that means in the case loop, see here, result is equals to result will become 0. So when result becomes 0, it will print only don't forget the guide. That's it. And it will be leaving the script and it will also say thanks for visiting the zoo. Hope to see you again. Simple. Now, in case if you pass in along with feed called fish followed by, you know, anything called camel, or sorry, fish followed by, you can say star. What is a starfish or something like that? So if you pass there, what happens? Fish is fine, but it is not penguin, it is not dolphin. That means it will go to the else one and it will print this. And also I did not specify any other exit status. Again, exit status will be 0. Right? So that's fine. Now, if I say menu as, you know, something not fish, I should say menu as chicken. And then if I say animal as penguin, then it will come to the else loop. Because menu is chicken and animal is penguin, it will say Tux don't like that. So Tux wants fish and exit status is 1. Because exit status is 1, in the case loop, the result value will be 1. Because $question mark value will be 1. That is what exit means, right? So because result is 1, you will see you would better give him a fish less than get violent. This is how it works. So now let me show you without, you know, spending so much of time. If I show you, you would much better understand with couple of examples. So penguin. All right. Now I'm running feed.sh. So with good values, that means I will pass fish and then penguin. With this, let us analyze what is exactly happening here. Now you see, first feeding fish to penguin, and that is what the first one here, right? In the feed.sh, the first echo command is feeding fish to penguin. After that, it is running this penguin.sh file. Now in this penguin.sh file, let us come back. The input that I have given is fish, animal is fish, and then, you know, menu is fish, and then animal is penguin. Now if you come back here, for, you know, animal as fish, menu as fish, this if clause is valid. And for animal as penguin, this is correct. So it has to only display, fish, Tux is happy. So that's the reason you can see the output, fish, Tux is happy. But after this is executed, what is the result value? $question mark value is 0 always. So because it is 0, that is result. Before that, done feeding is what you have to see on the screen. So you see, done feeding is also there. Because result value has become 0 here, what is that you can see? 0 falls under star because it is neither 1 nor 2 nor 3. So that means you have to see, don't forget the guide. That's the reason guide, don't forget the guide is what you see on the screen. And then at the last, you are leaving it and you are saying thanks. Now you see something else. So you say dot fish followed by chicken and then followed by penguin. Now you see, you can see ducks don't like that. Ducks want fish. Why? Because menu has become chicken and animal has become penguin. Now you go back to the, penguin.sh. When menu is not fish, it has to go to the else clause. And now because here animal is penguin that I have given, so the exit status is 1. So this one value is given in turn to the variable called result. So when case result, that means when it is 1, it has to say, you would better give me a fish, lest they get violent. So are you seeing that? Yes. You would better give me a fish, lest they get violent. This is how you can make use of your cross knowledge on each and every, that's the reason I did not tell you guys how complex you can write scripts in the beginning. But once you started knowing echo, once you started knowing case, once you started knowing how do we pass arguments into the scripts, then definitely this is how you have to learn it. Divide the script, understand what happens at each and every stage of the script, go back to all the links that you have got in the script, execute whatever has to be executed on the linked script, come back to the current script, and then based on what condition it is executed, understand the script flow. This will be the best way to understand any scripts that you write now or any scripts that you wanted to debug in future in your existing projects. Alright, so I hope this is giving you a very good example. And now another example is apple and camel. You know, apple is not in the menu at all and camel is also not there. So what is that you say? Will you read this sign? Don't feed the camels. So simple. That means because the both are not false according to the conditions that I have given, so menu is not fish and also it is not penguin, it is not dolphin, it is camel. So you have to display, will you read this sign? Don't feed the camels. And also your exit status is 3. Because exit status is 3, the result value will become 3. So in the case loop, as you are using result, third is nothing but buy the food that zoo provides at the entry. So that's where you see here. Alright. Now let us come back to this. How do we use escape sequences used by echo command? So just like /e/a and /n, there are also other escape sequences that your echo command will basically support. So you have to use all these things wherever it is viable for you whenever you are writing a script. So /t will be horizontal tab, /v will be vertical tab, /n is the new one, etc., etc. Now this is what very important for you. How do we basically take the input from the user and then store it inside the script? Based on that value, the next process of the script has to be decided, right? So the command that will basically help you to do this is the read command. Read followed by variable name will basically help you to collect the value of that variable and store into that variable. So now let me show you what is it exactly. So now as you see on the screen, let me go back here and -a, -d, -e, -n, -p, -r, -s, -t, -u. These are the options that you can pass to the command called read. But as we do every time, we are not going to go in detail about what options each and everything will do, but instead I'll be showing you what are the different things and so that you understand this read one much better. But before that, we have leaptest.sh that we have created earlier. I wanted to write a better code for that. So if you see here, we have test leap.sh, yeah. So let me cat the script that I have written earlier. Now we see to calculate this leap year, I have multiple if clauses, else if clauses, nested loops, etc. But even without these nested things and all, I can write this condition completely in one line. That's where I wanted to show you here before I go and execute this one. Before I go and execute the read one, examples with using read command, I wanted to show you there is a better way of writing the same script that I have used earlier. Now let me actually show you. So here, instead of writing the script in the earlier fashion, I can write it, see, Now the script has become very, very simple with respect to number of lines. But the logic remains the same. As you see here, in the if clause, I am first of all trying to use the first condition. That is, if year divided by percentile, that is remainder is 0 when you divide this, definitely that is one condition. Or next is this one, divided by 4 should be 0, and also dividend by 100 should not be equals to 0. If you have these two things also, it will become a leap year. So, and what is this I am trying to show you here? Whatever input that you actually take it through the runtime from the user, depending on the input, just say if it is leap year or not. Now see this, how beautiful this script will be now. So just say cat test leap.sh. Now if I run test leap.sh with test leap, okay, I think it doesn't have executable permissions, so test leap.sh. So I would say test leap.sh followed by 2016. It is saying yes, this is a leap year. If I say 2015, it is not a leap year. If I say /test followed by 2000, if you wanted to check if it was a leap year, yes, 2000 is a leap year. See how simple I made the complete script compared to the earlier script. It was, see, earlier it was having one if clause, then it has to go to else if clause, and if this is valid, it has to go to another if clause. So there are multiple conditional statement blocks it has to pass. Instead, one if clause can also have all these things in a simple line if you know the value of double pipe is nothing but or, and double and is nothing but and clause. Like this condition should be valid and also this condition should be valid. This is completely one expression and this is completely another expression. So if either this expression falls true or this expression falls true, it has to say that it's a leap year. And if the condition says this is false and also this is also false completely, then it is not a leap year at all. So this is how you can write better scripts, but still I wanted to show you a sequential way of writing something that you have in mind and then try to improve it later. But the first script or the second script will always function correct only. The same thing, logic is same, but the way that I have written the first script earlier and the script that I have modified now, that's what makes the difference. That's it. Okay, now I wanted to prompt the user for the input, for which I'm trying to write a script called friends.sh. So I would just say vi friends.sh, and now I would write this is the script. So let me actually copy the script and then explain you the functionality of the script. Alright, now I would just say friends.sh, cat friends.sh. So now see here, look at this step by step. First thing is I'm assigning a variable called friends that is nothing but a file called this one. So because this file is not existing, I have to make sure that this file is created. So I created this file. This will be the file which will be having all the list of my friends going forward. So whenever you execute this script called friends.sh, first thing it will ask you is enter your name and press enter. It will just stop for you there because you have passed -n. And now you are using a command called read and then variable name. That means whatever you type here and press enter, the value will be given to the variable called name. Similarly, whatever you press, next after you enter, the next question will be asked. Enter your gender and press enter. But sorry for this, you should not press enter because I have used here read -n 1. What does it mean? Whenever you write something, first character, as soon as you write first character here, it will automatically take enter from there. That's the reason I should not ask you to press enter here. Sorry for the typo, I will change it. So for the first one, you are asking the user to press enter after writing the name. But for the second one, you don't need to ask the user to press anything, but instead you can tell him whether you are male or female. That's it, F, because I wanted only one character. Because read -n 1 says that as soon as somebody types one character, go ahead. That's it. Alright, so I'm telling him what to do there. Now I will be writing quit. So I'll cat it for you so that it makes sense to you. Alright. So now what is that I'm telling? As soon as somebody says M, take that value to the variable called gender. As soon as somebody types F, take that value to the variable called gender. Or somebody types any one character, take that character value to the variable called gender. Now, after you take the name, it's time for you to go and verify if the name is already existing in this file. That's where I use grep. If it is existing, that means $? Will be 0 because it is successfully executed, right? Because the earlier command $0 if it $? If it is equal to 0, that means this has executed successfully. That means the name is already existing in the friends list. Then you have to say you are already registered, so you are quitting. Else if, that means if the name is not available in the friends list, that means the output of this command is not equal to 0. Then just check if the gender is male. If the gender is male, then you can directly write name and the gender in the friends list. So double pipe will basically append whatever you are trying to redirect to the list. So now this will be added into the new line to the existing file. And then you should say you are added to the friends list. If the gender is not male, if it is something else, that is F or female, then you are asking the age of the candidate. And as soon as somebody gives the age, you read that value to the variable called age. So after you read it, you can actually compare it with the age. If the age is less than 25, you are asking the color of your hair. If you give the color of your hair, then name, age and color will be added to the friends list. If your age is greater than 25, then directly you are adding to the friends list. But again, there is a flaw here because I'm not adding them, but I'm just saying that you are added, right? So if I have to add them, I have to say again echo followed by your name and age. That's it, because color will not be asked at that point, should be added to this list, right? So this is how I write. So cat friends.sh. So this is the final script that I have created for you. Now let me run this. So I will be giving the executable permissions to this friends.sh. I'm sorry, chmod plus x friends.sh. And now if I run this friends.sh, what is the first thing it is asking? What is your name? If I just say Pawan. And what is your gender? If I just type M, no need to press enter. The next thing is it is saying that you are added to the friends list. So let me see whether I can find myself in the friends list. Yes, that's the beauty. Now if I say cat or /friends.sh, and now if I give some other name like A, B, C, D, that's fine. And now if I just say F, now it is, as soon as I type F, it is asking how old are you. If I just say 26, then it is directly telling that I have been added to the friends list. Alright, see here, I can see that. Now I'm running this again, /friends.sh. I'm again typing A, B, C, D, E, F or A, B, C, D. Just say, as soon as you type A, B, C, D, see here, you are already registered. That is nothing but A, B, C, D, 26. You're already there. So I'm not adding to you because it is already existing. This is how grep-i works. And now I'm again adding, I'm again trying to add. So again I will say A, B, C, D, E, and I would say F. And how old are you? 23. Now it is asking color of the hair. I would just say black. That's it. I have been added. Now you just go and check the list of friends. This one will also be added. See here. So this is how you can make scripts interactive. You can take the input from the user as well. So what is the command that you use to take the input from the user? Read. Read is the command that will help you. But as soon as you take some input from the user, it has to be stored inside the variable. So if you don't store it inside the variable, there is no other way based on which the next process of the script execution will be dependent. Alright. So let us come back to this. Yeah, luckily that's it. We are done for this session where we have understood how do we give proper messages to the user, and also how do we take the inputs from the user in case if you wanted an interactive scripts to be created. This is what we will be using going forward in the 7th chapter. All the scripts that we are going to create might be interactive, might not be interactive. But non-interactive scripts are not so exciting, but interactive scripts are very exciting because it depends on, it will help you to actually, within one tool, you can basically have 5 to 10 options also. Based on your option, basically, the next phase of execution within the script will be decided. Either it will be in the if clause or else clause, or it can be anything. Alright, so we'll meet in the next session with the chapter number 5, where we will be dealing with 4 topics, that is for loop, while loop, until loop, and IO redirection. And this will be completely telling you about the repetitive task. We'll go for the loops only when we have the repetitive task, isn't it? And that's where, for loop, while loop, until loop will basically speak about. And how do you basically redirect an IO, input and output from one file to other file. If you wanted an input from one file, how do we do? If you want an output to be redirected to the another file, how do we do? Is what we will be seeing here. And after that, we will be making up with break, continue, how do we make a menu, and variables and operations on the variables, what are the different things that we can do. So this will be our 9th session and this will be our 10th session. Alright, so let us meet in the next session with repetitive tasks. Thank you.